what do we got in there today, Jonathan?
Hey, John and crew, it's Zelda Maps 702. I saw a story the other day that suggested that one of the things that Bob Iger might do as the returning CEO of Disney is explore spinning off ESPN and ABC, and possibly even selling Hulu. I just wanted to discuss what the probability of that thing even happening would be, and what some pros and cons of making such moves would be for the Disney company. All right, I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much.
All right, Zelda, thanks a lot for calling in. You know, there have been one of our business partners, Scott, for over a week now, has been sending, he texted me all these really interesting articles about the business side of entertainment, right? And he was been sending me for almost a week, like articles and pieces coming out about, it looks like Disney is looking to spin off ESPN. For those of you who don't know, and I'm sure not everybody does, Disney owns ESPN. A lot of people do know they own ABC and a bunch of other things as well. But there has been a lot of talk and rumblings and discussion lately about the idea that Disney itself may be looking to spin off and divest itself of ESPN. Now, this has been, the articles that have been written cite a couple of important reasons. Number one, the linear TV market is not the same what it used to be. ESPN, not that long ago, was a major cash cow, but its linear reach has dropped by like 30% over the last couple of years. Number two, Disney is really a global brand. Everything it seems to put itself into is for a global audience. ESPN is very American and very, you know, just it's kind of isolated and doesn't have that kind of a global market. Number three reason they pointed at it was because it's not really on brand with Disney, right? Hulu definitely can be on brand. ABC can definitely be on brand. ESPN is a different kind of thing. Reason number four, we're seeing more and more non-traditional sports outlets getting more and more into live sports. We've heard that Netflix is active, despite what their CEO has been saying lately. We've heard a lot of reports that Netflix is actively looking into getting live sports integrated there. We just found out yesterday that Google has bought the rights to the NFL's Sunday Ticket.
Which is monstrously huge.
Yeah, look, for those of you who are not sports fans, okay, and I know a bunch of you are not sports fans, you cannot underestimate how huge of a deal this is. That one thing has been, I think, the only thing keeping DirecTV alive. Because if you wanted to have Sunday Ticket, like I've always wanted to have Sunday Ticket, you had to be a DirecTV customer. Well, I'm not a DirecTV customer, right? Well, now Google is going to have it. And they're going to make it a part of an additional subscription thing you can have for YouTube and YouTube TV. That's huge. But there's Amazon now does Thursday Night Football. So you now have this landscape where ESPN owned everything, owned the landscape. That landscape, their market share has dropped. And now that landscape, there are pioneers coming in and chipping away at their land and taking it away. And their kingdom, ESPN's kingdom, is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And that has led a lot of speculation that they're just going to divest themselves of that. Now, this comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter, who says this. We think, this is a Disney analyst, who says, we think that Bob Iger is returning to Disney to make big changes. Spinning off ESPN and ABC is the best path forward, and we see it as reasonably probable that late in 2023 event. Wells Fargo analyst Stephen Cahill opened a Tuesday report on the Walt Disney Company, led again by Bob Iger, CEO, with a big call that is certain to cause debate. The analyst, who has an overweight rating with a $125 price tag on Disney stock, making it a signature pick for his firm. And they're talking about the fact that they think it's time for them. And we've heard all the reports that they are looking at doing this. And it looks like they're spinning it off. Right, Rob, I think a lot of fans don't even realize that Disney owns ESPN. So right. I think for a lot of the average fans, this won't be considered a big move. But for Disney, it could do a couple of things. It could allow them to become more focused on their core business. It spins off something that is a declining market, and it allows them more flexibility with their current market capital to reinvest more into the entertainment side of things. It is looking, when Scott was sending me all these articles, I was kind of ignoring them, but I don't think I can ignore them anymore. It looks like this is happening. Do you think this is a good move for Disney, or can you see some cons to spinning off ESPN?
Look, I think ESPN has been a drag on Disney for a long time. I mean, there's a lot of money involved, and from what I understand, it's been a money pit on many different levels, and I think that honestly, and again, I don't know enough about it, but from what I do understand, they jettisoned ESPN. I don't think it would be bad. I really don't, and ABC as well. Look, why are they? Why should they be involved in traditional network television? What's the upside? They've got their own streaming service now. You'd think that they would want, and even Hulu, John, is only it's pretty much domestic. It doesn't have a European presence. They have it rebranded like Disney Star around the world.
Yeah, then they put all the Hulu content on
other things like that. So what's the point? I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of these things. I mean, Disney Plus is, by the way, Iger's brainchild. Now he's back and getting rid of these things. Assuming there's a buyer, somebody's going to want to take these things off their hands. I could see it could only be good. Disney has to make big moves. I mean, they lost $4 billion. They lost what they paid for Lucasfilm in 1 year on streaming. They've got to make some moves. They got to figure out ways to get their core business, like you pointed out. What is their core business? I mean, do they need to diversify and become? I think that what Disney needs to do is stay focused. That's what Disney does. And ESPN, like you said, people don't even know Disney owned it. Why does Disney own it? What are they getting out of it? I mean, I think they should sell it.
The only reason I could see them holding on to it, and it's not a good enough reason, but is this. They have been very smart in how they've leveraged the ESPN audience, which is not your traditional Disney audience. Because what have they done in recent years? Where have their biggest trailer drops? They haven't been at Comic-Con.
Right.
Their biggest trailer drops generally seem to be on ESPN with football, because they're able to get their product in front of the audience that isn't going on YouTube and looking for their trailers. That has been a very valuable thing for them, but that isn't nearly a good enough reason to hold on to it, though.
No.
And I say this as an ESPN fan. Other than YouTube, ESPN is the network that's on my TV more than any other. But I agree with you, Rob. I just don't think the case is there to hold on to it.
What are the licensing? Do they have to? What kind of licensing fees does ESPN and Disney have to pay to broadcast all this different sports?
Oh, a lot.
I mean, insane amounts of money.
Lots of money.
So
we'll see. All right, guys. Question is for you, and I would love to see UFC get out from under ESPN at this point. They're just. Did you hear they're raising the? Did you hear this, Ray? They're raising the charges for the prices for pay-per-view again.
Oh.
A little while ago, I was not long ago. I was paying $50 for a UFC pay-per-view, and then it was 55, and then it was 60, and then it was 65, and it was 70. Right now, it's 75, and I just read this morning, starting effective immediately, it's $80 for a pay-per-view. I mean, and so I'm like, I'm going to go to a bar, order a $10 plate of wings, and just watch the UFCs there.
How do they expect people to pay for that? Like raising the prices, this percentage level. I mean, they're pricing themselves out of the marketplace.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think is going to happen here? Maybe you're one of the many people who didn't even realize that Disney owned ESPN. What do you think about the idea of them spinning it off? Can you see some pros? Can you see some cons? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. This holiday season, the best deal in wireless can only be found at Mint Mobile. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you get another 3 months for free. Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home with eSIM, while saving tons on phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know I've been using Mint Mobile long before this holiday deal, and I have to say it is the perfect time to switch. I have absolutely loved using Mint Mobile, and like I've told you guys many times, I am now spending less than 1/3 of what I used to spend under one of the other major mobile carriers. And now with the whole buy 3 months, get 3 months free deal, it's even better. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily and effortlessly with eSIM. Or if you need a new device, for a limited time, get 6 months of free service when you buy a select device and plan. So guys, for a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 more months for free by going to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea.
mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.